Hey there, Coach Decatur. How are you doing today?
Good, how about yourself?
Good, good. Hanging in there. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions. So tell me, how you got involved with Cosens MMA, and what is your current title?
I am actually a manager at one of our facilities, so you could almost call me a regional manager at that point for
Yeah.
Midlands. And the way I actually got started was I was a student. I was looking for something to actually bide my time. I had a breakup and I had a lot of time on my hands. I was looking for something to do. Honestly, it was kind of a bad place at that point in time in my life, but I needed something to do. So this is something that I've always wanted to try out. I thought I'd be successful at it, and look where it got me. But when I was young, I was looking for another activity. I was even honestly pretty hesitant at starting this. But when I came in, I remember my first phone call here. I was on my couch and I just put in my information and I was like, what did I just do? And then they called me like almost in a couple minutes. It was that same day. And when I talked to him, he sounded really friendly, and he called me in for my first lesson, and I turned that phone off, and I remember even like shaking, like, wow, like this is crazy. Like I can't believe I'm actually stepping forward and doing it. And when I came in, it was actually really nice. It was nothing like I expected. I thought I was going to be in a UFC fighter environment where people were just going to try and knock my head off, but they weren't. And it was really awesome to see that. But what I'm kind of getting to is that it was really a good, friendly atmosphere that I liked. And I even was hesitant on becoming a student, but I'm so glad that that coach spent the time and he was working with me on helping me. So I was hesitant. He knew that, but he helped me become a better version of myself. But at the time, I was actually a nursing student. I've even graduated in nursing, but I found that this was way better. So as a nursing student, I was a student here, and I was like, hey, I really like what you guys do, what it did for me. It helped me out in a bad place, and I wanted to do that for somebody else. So I even came to the coach and I was like, hey, I'd really like a job. And he was like, well, if I can do that, I will. And a time came when I became a coach, or an assistant coach at the time. And then I was like, hey, I really like this. And eventually later on, I became a coach. And then now I'm the head coach. And I have my own facility that Cosens Martial Arts gave to me. So it's really helping out in a bunch of different aspects. So I'm really happy that it was able to help me, to help others, and give back for what it did for my life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So every time I went home, I remember driving in my car after we did a class, I'd have this dumb little smile on my face, just driving back home after just having a good sweat and getting a good workout in. And I remember that being like the best part of my day or my life. And then I realized what these guys were doing for me. And it wasn't trying to hurt me, it was building me up. And I wanted to do that for somebody else. And then I found that to be better than even nursing, giving out shots. I had more of a pay. I was actually being paid for nursing rather than this. I was assistant coaching, where I was just even trying out, you know what I mean? I was just helping. And I preferred that over even being a full-fledged nurse. I gave that up, those benefits, just to even remotely get what I get from out of this.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Thanks, Coach. So what kind of atmosphere does the Cosens Martial Arts workplace have?
Oh, we got a great team here. I love the people that I work with. Everybody's really nice. They're welcoming. We build each other up. Like sometimes somebody has something off in their day, but you know, you have a great group of people there to back you up. Like some of our coaches have kids. Some of our coaches have some familial issues. Sometimes we just have a bad day. Like it just happens. But at work, when we come in, we talk about our day and we build each other up. We always have that support system, but also even when we do meetings, we start them off with positivity. So whatever bad vibes you had, we can shake it off with something good. And hearing everybody else's positivity, it really helps. Like hearing about how one coach really changed another student's life, or how he brought a parent to tears when they did a school demonstration. You know, like that kid. I've met these kids, and they're like low on the self-esteem totem pole, and they're having a hard time talking. But then you see that student blossom and stand in front of a school and start creating their own story, and their parents are weeping. And I wasn't even there, but it was such an awesome story to hear from another coach that it like made me feel so good. So it's really cool to see these types of things happening for the students, but also, you know, that goes home with a coach too. They take these good feelings and they spread it at home, because if you have somebody who's kind of rotten at their job, you know it's worse at home. But when we're out on the floor, like all these coaches are super warm and welcome, and they're taking that stuff back home with them, making their lives better with their family too.
Awesome, awesome. So what do you like most about your job?
What I like most is helping people. Like I said, I was a nurse, and I did that because I wanted to help people, but I didn't realize that's not what I wanted to do. The big thing was helping people, but I had to find my own way. It was really stressful being a nurse, and it's one of the highest stressful jobs in America, and I found this to be way better. Like I found my avenue. I think it was the greatest piece of advice was take a look at what you're doing and why you're doing it, and see if that branches out a little bit, and find the real reason for what you're doing. And mine was to help people, and just that wasn't my way. This is my way of helping people. I get to hear all these awesome stories about these kids, or live the stories. I think that might be the best part, is when you can see the change. You can feel the change.
Yeah.
When you get in front of a kid and you see him get into a striking stance, his eyes light up, you see him focused, you see that confidence that you brought out in this shy kid that you met even just a month ago. Like, it's crazy to see what we can actually do for somebody's whole rest of their life. Sometimes we only see or think about like what it did for them now, but just think about how this affected their entire life and who they're going to become. And I think that's the most rewarding and coolest part of it.
Yep. Awesome. Good answer. So, Coach, would you recommend someone else who is looking for employment to consider Cosens Martial Arts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great place to work at. Like, not only the people, but we also have like benefits, like we have a retirement plan. That's really cool because that helps us out in a big way. Like even our coach even pays for some of our retirement there.
Mm-hmm.
We also have like health benefits. We have like ongoing vacation training. Like we went to Texas one time. We went to Las Vegas another time. We went to a martial arts super show. So all of that was paid for us, and we got a chance to really look at new martial arts. We got to grow for ourselves, but also it gave us a chance to relax and kind of enjoy life at the same time. So we got new experiences with having to grow. So it was really cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you today, Coach. We appreciate it.
No problem.
And you have a great day.
You too.